Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. Got videos today from Logical Dating 101.
So this comment right here came from this video.
God grant me the ego and the audacity of a middle-aged, medium, ugly white dude. You seriously...
I swear, I think white dudes get so much flack in our niche and our space. Like, everybody just hates on white dudes. I feel bad for them sometimes. Just like how much hate they get more than the average.
Assume way too much.
And in that video, there was the following comment. Now, the first part of this comment I find quite intriguing.
Why did you look to be bought into this? I don't understand. He is 100% correct. You're supporting blank group.
But to be clear, this has nothing to do at all with who anyone does or does not support. I just found this question to be intriguing, especially since the creator didn't answer it. So I will ask it here, as I asked it in the video as well. Why didn't one answer the question? What exactly was the relevancy of bringing up a person's skin tone, their age, and their attractiveness level?
Right.
What exactly did that contribute to the conversation? And when I asked this question, this comment here was the response that I got. Now, I understand that gaslighting is a very popular buzzword of late, but just using it without actually knowing seemingly what it means really isn't helping one's point.
It really
isn't.
They use narcissists, they use gaslighting, they use a lot of these psycho terms. They have no clue. They use what? They even use political terms they have no clue about.
Going to ask again. What is the relevancy of bringing up the appearance of someone in the course of a conversation?
If a random girl that you find attractive thinks you're creepy, why does that matter?
Seriously.
I know it takes a lot of courage to walk up to an attractive woman and talk to her, get her number, take her on a date, right? Like that's scary for a lot of men. But the thing is, the thing that's scaring you is the rejection or the words that come out of her mouth.
Okay.
You don't even like us when we say certain words out of our mouths, so it makes sense why people would get upset when words come out of your mouth.
The way in which one asked that question and then proceeded to answer it in such a simplistic way tells me a couple of things. The first thing being that one actually doesn't have a firm grasp on what men actually have to deal with when they have to approach a woman that they find attractive and try to get her number. Because it's not just about the personal rejection. It's not just about the personal embarrassment. It's the fact that they know that they might be labeled as a creep, or even worse, they could be accused of harassing that woman. Not only that, but one isn't taking into consideration that women often tend to make things into jokes amongst themselves. So he has the possibility of being made into a butt of a joke to look forward to. And isn't that just something that's appealing? But the second thing that it tells me is that one has never actually approached an individual that one finds attractive and tried to get their number.
Of course. When have women ever really done this? As much as women love to say they've, taken men out and asked men out on date and paid for first dates here and there, they don't. And there's not enough of them to even say that they do. Like, I can't even give them the little some do. No, in such mass that you guys don't, that I can't give any credit for it.
Because if one had, one wouldn't make such light of this situation and just try to make it out to sound like it's oh so easy to do.
Right.
The real reason that the patriarchy still exists
is because why?
Is because most men will never know the feeling of a critical thought passing in between their...
What the... Are you talking... What critical thought have you ever thought of?
When a person starts out with a rage-bait statement such as the one we've just heard, the only thing that it actually accomplishes is that they've immediately discredited themselves, because making statements that are prejudicial in nature against the majority of an entire population really only reveal at the end of the day that that person has bigoted preconceptions and thoughts about an entire population of people. And
I don't use the word bigot a lot, but a lot of women seem to be so.
Nothing else that they have to say after that point should be given any weight.
But of course, modern women are not going to hear you. They're going to want a man to approach. They're going to want a man to give them all the things that they want. They're going to want to be treated like a passenger princess, even though they're talking crazy about men. Where are all the good men at? Away from...
Because you're talking crazy.
From you.
Imagine being a woman and not being a feminist.
Just imagine someone thinking that because they happen to be a part of a particular demographic, that they have to subscribe to the same ideas.
Oh my god, that is like a crime.
Ooh, hyperbole.
Like, I cannot deal with that. If you're not a feminist and you're a woman, you're a pick-me. That's my opinion.
Just imagine trying to convince others to think in a different way by calling them names.
Yep.
I'm sure that'll be very effective.
It is absurd. The messages, the ridiculous.
So, one gets a lot of unsolicited DMs. I can't imagine what that must be like.
Maybe stop advertising. Like, my girlfriend doesn't get DMs because her shit is private.
Good morning, beautiful. I saw your smile and eyes, and I just had to stop and tell you, in case nobody else did, that you're gorgeous, and you fucking spell gorgeous wrong. And then you could say, and God bless, grand rising queen. And if nobody told you today, I believe in you.
You know, that's exactly how you women talk. They're just, trying to communicate womenese with you.
After hearing that, I just have to ask, what are some of the cheesiest messages that you guys get in your DMs?
Wait, you're talking about me? I get none. I get, hey, check out this video, Red. Or, I love your channel, Red. Check out this video. Those are my DMs.
And I know you get a ton of messages, so you don't have to respond. But if you did, it would mean the world to me. And I'm just going to leave you my number in case you're ever desperate enough to agree to a dinner date.
Yeah, some of them do get pretty cheesy.
Okay.
However, it is always nice to see someone taking all of that attention that they're getting with such grace.
The reason you don't get princess treatment is because you look poor.
Or, now hear me out, that
I think the women that kind of look poor look more attractive than the women that look really high maintenance.
person is acting in the exact opposite way that an actual princess should behave.
You look low value and not put together. Leaving the house wearing sneakers, a pair of ripped jeans, an oversized boyfriend t-shirt, no makeup, and throwing your hair up in a bun. The cheaper you look, the cheaper the men are you attract.
On that note,
No. The less you are, the more men you'll attract.
the determining factor on what makes a person cheap is not exactly how they look. It is more determined by how they act.
And the more expensive you look, the more you will attract a provider man who wants to spend money on you.
Oh, absolutely.
How does that make sense? You guys see expensive things and you want to buy expensive things because you can afford that expensive thing, even if you don't want it or care about it? No, I don't think people look at it that way.
Because men should be competing to see which one of them gets to pay some woman's bills.
Because the clothes you wear and the way you represent yourself to the world is a way of communicating to men your standard and how you feel and think about yourself.
What a wonderful world it would be if everyone actually stopped and thought about how they represented themselves.
That would be nice.
So, in regards to what the other woman was saying, not Lady J, but the other woman, I understand where you're coming from in terms of presenting yourself cheaply, but you need to be worried about more, I should say, when women, modern women, present themselves as being available, single, wearing any old kind of thing.
Correct. And even if they're in relationships or whatever it is, they still present themselves that way.
Showing everything that they have to offer and then wondering why all of the wrong men come and approach them. And then when somebody says something about it, all of a sudden they're insecure, right? But then talking about looking cheap, there's plenty of women that go to the grocery store with their hair just wrapped up in a hoodie and some sweatpants, and men are still trying to get their number.
Well, brother, we get videos of women talking about, oh, I'm dressed like this and I'm at Walmart and they still approached me and said I was cute. You still get those videos. We even have videos to prove that still happens. But women, nope, you gotta be some top tier princess constantly because men are looking to spend money on you.
Right? Because there's a lot of men out there that I'm looking at your face and I can see that even though you have sweats on, you're not dirty, you know how to take care of yourself, and it's just sweats. I love to wear sweats too. That's what
Yeah. How am I gonna hate on you for going to the grocery store in normal clothes? Like not normal clothes, but like more casual clothes. That makes sense to me because it's a grocery store.
a reason in their mind. But a lot of modern women say you have to dress your best. A man is not going to want you unless you're wearing like a little pantsuit or whatever it is, or you're showing your chest. And Even then, the right men will approach you if you're showing your chest, and they'll not be afraid to date you. You're on the right track, but your direction is in the wrong place.
I mean, he's right. I can somewhat agree with her that you want to look your best when you're out all the time. I'm always, done up normally, but just because I do my videos in the morning. I do my videos as soon as I wake. Well, not soon. I wake up, do my routine, make the bed, do a couple push-ups, shower, do a couple squats, take care of my face, and then come to the studio and work on my studio. I do this every morning. So I'm always made for the day because I'm made for the studio. If I'm made for the studio, that means I should be good enough to be outside. And to always look your best says something about you too. I'm not saying how you have to look Gucci'd out and all that stuff. I'm just saying look good, look made, look clean. That matters. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I can